Hey Scorpio, in today's reading, we're going to take a look and see what the cards are predicting for you for the upcoming month. So let's go ahead and begin. The underlying message or theme for your reading for the month is the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is bringing in a very positive energy. There is some sort of good news that is coming your way. And whatever this news is, I feel like it has the potential to really move things forward for you in a very big way. Okay, so it might um, it might move you forward in career. It might move a relationship or a romantic connection forward. But whatever this is, it's got this energy of potential attached to it, and it's also got this opportunity that is coming your way, or this opportunity that is destined for you. Is certain There's this strong energy of growth attached to it. So whatever you're working on now, or if you're in a relationship or in a romantic connection, or if you're really focused on your career, like, there is room for you to grow, and there's room for you to expand your knowledge, expand your growth here. If you're in a relationship, the good news is there's room, there's potential there, and there's room for that connection to be so much more. So overall, Scorpio, I think it's going to be a very positive month. Now, with the King of Swords energy, I feel like there's an important conversation that is going to take place this month that I feel like is going to be very, it's going to be very important, but I think it's going to be very eye-opening as well. I feel like there's a lot of breakthroughs that are going to come alone from that conversation. A lot of breakthroughs that are going to come through from that conversation alone, rather. And see, with the King of Swords, he is someone he's honest, okay? He's brutally honest. In fact, he could even be savage. So whatever this conversation is, it is not sugar-coated in anything, right? It's a conversation that I feel like is very honest, is very raw, and it's coming from the heart, but there's a lot of logic. There's a lot of, it makes sense. It makes sense to what is being said, or to what this person is saying. It could be a romantic energy. Someone, he might get very honest with you about their feelings. They may turn around and tell you, that they have strong feelings for you. They have some very intense feelings for you, or that, they do like you. They're crushing on you. Could be a secret admirer that suddenly comes forward and lets you know that they've been admiring you from a distance. It could be someone who turns around and is just, if you're in a relationship, or if you're connected to someone, someone who I think is going to be very honest with you at some point this month. That's not to say that they were dishonest with you before, but what I see for you is that this is something it's really special, because someone, he might actually open themselves up to you. They might open up and tell you something that they haven't shared with anyone else. So obviously, they feel like they trust you. They feel safe with you, safe enough to tell you this. Or, they may open up and tell you that they have strong feelings for you, because, their intention is to want to move forward with you. It could be you, though. You could be the one who's initiating this honesty, or initiating this conversation with a romantic energy. You could be the one that's opening yourself up. You could be the one that's, getting real raw and honest about your feelings. And you might not necessarily, think that you're the type to do this, or you might not necessarily see yourself doing it, but let me tell you, you're going to be connected to someone, or you're going to be feeling all sorts of things where I think you really will just naturally want to open up to this person. I think whoever it is that you're connected to is someone very special, and it's someone that you just, you're gravitating towards this person, and you just want to open up to this person, and you want for them to see the real you. There's a lot of movement in your energies with the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of movement, and the Ace of Wands is, aces are always new beginnings, right? So when it comes to romantic relationships, I feel like this could be the start of something new, and it could be the start of something wonderful. Now, for those of you that are single, there just may be a new energy that is coming in for you. Someone is very honest, okay, and someone who I feel like is going to very real, okay, just very authentic, a very sincere energy. And I think it's refreshing, and I think it's someone that you're really going to appreciate, someone very unique, someone whom you're very attracted to and drawn to. And I think I see that there's going to be this instant connection between you and this person, which makes sense why you naturally would want to open up and get to know them and, build that connection. If you're connected to someone already, I see the relationship moving forward. And again, I do think a lot of that momentum is coming from this conversation, them being honest about their feelings, you being honest about your feelings, and this is going to move the relationship forward in a big way, in what feels like leaps and bounds. Okay, it does feel like, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and yes, it is the destiny, soulmate tarot card, and you've got the Lovers card, and this is beautiful. I think there's this loving energy that is surrounding you this month, and I feel like you're giving off, this warm vibration, and people are really responding to you. And I think love is going to be, love is definitely going to be on your brain this month, and I think it's going to be like you're operating from this energy of love. And it's a really wonderful energy. And for a lot of you, I do see romantic relationships really strengthening this month. Okay, you might be forging deeper connections here. You might be strengthening those connections. You might find yourself crushing on someone, or you might find yourself that you've been the secret admirer, and all of a sudden you're going to be confessing your feelings to this crush of yours. But definitely, there's movement, there's momentum, there's traction in terms of a relationship. If you've recently connected to someone, then understand that this person that you've met, it does feel like, the two of you were destined to meet, and it does feel like you were fated to cross each other's path. And it feels like there's a lot of potential, and there's obviously a lot of attraction, and a very strong and intense connection. But there's so much, like, don't shy away from this, because there's just so much potential here, and there's just so much room for this to be so much more than it already is, if that makes sense. I see some sort of fated meeting for you this month, like a fated meeting, a fated opportunity that is coming your way. Of course, this could relate to this romantic energy that we see, but it could also be an opportunity that comes your way. Like, it could be a work opportunity, it could be an opportunity that you've been looking out for. And it feels like this month you might find yourself at the right place at the right time, connecting with the right people. And I think it's because you're showing up. Your energy is showing up. Again, because I think you're operating from this energy of love and not fear, right? You're operating from this energy of love, and I think you're showing up in all the right places, and you're connecting with all the right people. And I see some sort of fated opportunity that I think is going to propel you. It's going to move you forward, or it's going to move you onto the path that you need to be on, okay, or redirect you, or put you onto the right people. And it feels like you showed up, if that makes sense, Scorpio. There is a choice or a decision that you might have to make, and it's just a reminder that you continue to operate from that place of love, because the Lovers card, it is a card. I mean, it's a card of many things, but I do see that there is a choice here for some of you, or a decision or a choice that you're going to be presented with. You'll know what this is when it's time for you to make that decision, when it's time for you to make that choice. But it's so important that there may be a risk involved here, guys, but it's so important that you've got the Seven of Wands alongside it, and you don't operate from a place of fear. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, you might have to choose between two very different people, or you might have to choose whether or not to pursue this connection or to take this opportunity or not. And you can't focus on, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work out? Or what if it's just not worth, the effort? You can't focus on that, because there are no guarantees in life, right? There's no guarantees in love. I mean, let's be honest here. But you have to operate from this, not from a sense of fear or anxiety, because that's not gonna do you a whole lot of good. Come at it from a place of love, okay? And when you do that, not from a place of ego, okay? Because your ego, if that takes the driver's seat, you won't be making the choices that are best for you. Make sure you come from it, you come at it from a place of love. There may be some times here this month or even towards the end of the month where you might feel like, you know, there may be a lot going on and you might just want to take some time alone. You might just want to spend some time on your own. It's not loneliness. I mean, for some it might be. For some you might find yourself feeling a little bit lonely. Um, but it doesn't. To me, it feels more like you're withdrawing. It's withdrawal. That's what it feels like. Because the hermit, he is alone, but he's not lonely, if that makes sense. And those are two very different things, right? You can be in a room, you know, you can be in a room full of people, in a crowded room full of people, but still feel alone, right? So it's not loneliness. I just feel like you're withdrawing, okay? You might want to withdraw, you might want to disconnect, just pull back. You might even be pulling back from a romantic energy, because not because it's not any good, but because it is that good and it's a little bit intense. And you know, maybe you're just introverted and from time to time you want to recharge your batteries, so that's what you do. You pull away. I think the right people, you know, the people that really know you and get you will understand that. I don't think they'll take offense. And you know, the people that are still getting to know you, maybe this is something that you'll have to, you know, let them know. I think they'll appreciate it. But yeah, I just see you sort of pulling back, withdrawing. You're just spending a little bit more time on your own. Even if you're not doing a whole lot of things, sometimes, you know, the art of nothing is actually really good for the soul. So you know, even if it's just you running away with your imagination or curling up on the couch with a good book or just sort of disconnecting your phones and, you know, putting all your gadgets and gizmos on silent. It's just this, you're taking the time to sort of, you could be trying to reflect on something, you could be trying to, you know, process something, and you might feel like you need the time alone to do it. It could have something to do with this choice or decision that you have to make, and you feel like you want a little bit of time. If so, take your time, take as long as you need to. There's no rush. Just remember that, you know, every decision or every choice, there is a consequence, and it's, you know, if it's your decision, it's going to be obviously your consequences. So you know, take your time here. You might find that someone here you're closely connected to, whether it's a romantic energy, a friend, or, you know, an acquaintance here, someone that you're connected to rather, they may be the ones that might be pulling away or withdrawing into themselves. Try not to personalize it, although you might, only because they may be, you know, the introverted type, and they may be the ones that need that time to themselves, okay? Because sometimes maybe people drain them and they just need to recharge the batteries, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if that's the case, even send them off a text, just let them know that you're there, but and you'll be there for them, but try and sort of, you know, respect that space. For some of you, I think I see some of you embarking. Okay, this month might be the start of you embarking on a spiritual journey where you're, or sort of like an inner journey where you're, you know, wanting to reconnect with yourself, wanting to learn more about yourself, wanting to forge a deeper relationship, a deeper connection with yourself. And in doing that, it might mean that, you know, you're withdrawing into yourself a little bit more. For others of you, for those of you that are writers, I feel like you might be taking the time, this month here to finally get started on something, or even finish something. But I see that a lot of you work well, especially for those of you that are creatives or artists. A lot of you work well maybe on your own, and you know, you could be a bit of a night owl, and that's where you might feel most productive or creative. So I see you working on something special there, but that is going to need your time and your energy. Okay, don't neglect it. All right, Scorpies, these are your messages. Thanks for watching and listening. Please show your support to the channel by subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, guys. It does help the channel to grow. And thank you guys again for your time and your energy. Bye for now.